friends that we're gonna present a seminar talk on how to write a research or review articles, like and track of the research of my life. So a million people, I mean, like 100 or 1,000 people like ask me how can we like write an effective research or review articles. And I was like surprised. Oh my goodness! So lots of people across the world don't know how to write a research or review article. So I was like inspired from their questions to talk something about how could we write an effective research or review article for publishing any journal articles. So I would like to introduce myself here, and then I will start the talk. So this is Feroz Ahmed, and I'm here because I love to see faces who love to explore the little world more, definitely on the research track, and I love research to do, and hope you do so. So that's why you are here. And in the introduction sections, I just want to again tell my name that this is Feroz Ahmed. I'm currently graduated from University of Mississippi, USA, from chemical engineering department, and now I'm going to work on the Wayne State University on chemistry doctoral program in Michigan, Detroit. So on the presentations, our honorable guest speaker will join. His name is Delwar Hossain, postdoctoral fellow. He is currently working on the biological and chemical engineering department on Stanford University, USA. So I would really like to request all of you here, I mean, all of my guests to introduce themselves by telling your name, university or any workplace, and the country name, so that we can at least understand like what sort of people or what classes people are joining in our seminar. So it will be easier for the other guests to introduce or interact to each other. So I cordially request to start introducing yourself by only telling us your name, university or workplace, and country name. So could you please start, anybody from the right or left or anybody else, like just raise your hand and start introduce yourself. All right, go ahead.
My name is Muhammad Ahmed Khan from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad. I currently graduated and from Pakistan.
All right, welcome to our seminar today.
My name is James Commages. Welcome to my friend. I'm working on a mystery book with my brother John.
Thank you and welcome, James. We're really happy to get you here. Thank you so much. And then?
Oh, all right. Hi, I'm John Commages. I'm working on a mystery book with my brother, and I'm interested in writing a research review on autism. That's my day job. Thanks.
Thank you, Jones, for joining us today. All right, then. Yeah. Next. Next. Right, next guest. Some sort of noise is coming. Yeah, next.
I am Jakia Sultana. I not yet graduated. I study in Bangladesh University of Textile. Yeah, I'm from Bangladesh.
All right, Jakia, welcome to our event today. And next.
Hello, this is Mejbanur. I'm currently a final year student of University of Dhaka, Department of Geography and Environmental Science. And yes, I'm from Bangladesh.
All right, Mezba Noor for joining us from Bangladesh. And Khanduka Tanvir, come on, go ahead.
My name
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
Khandakar Anbi. I am an undergraduate student of University of Dhaka.
All right.
And
Welcome, Tanvir. Where are you from?
I'm sorry for interrupting, but I think Mr. Ahmad Khan has to should turn off his mic because I can hear a lot of noises.
Yeah, I was just telling that some noise is coming from anybody's speaker. So I would like to request that if somebody will like keep mute on his or her speaker during his speech, then it'll be fine for us. All right, I think we are fine in the introduction sections. I don't want to waste more times in the introduction sections. And I just want to move on to the other part of my presentations. So in that part of the presentations, I'm gonna jump into the coffee or drink and warm up sections for make yourself more comfortable and quiet to observe some more informations later on the presentation. So if you'd like to have any coffee or any drink or anything you want, you can take it in front of your table. And also I would like to request you to put some tools like pens or notebooks just in front of your desk so that you could take little note, though I will send you the PDF of our presentations later on the event. So now if you want to take any coffees or any drink in front of your desk, then it's fine. We will allow you only for 2 minutes for a taste. So first of all, I'm going to introduce all of you with what is research paper, or when somebody says research paper, then what is coming in your mind immediately? And I also want to tell you what's a review article. If somebody will tell you or suggest you to write a review article, then what immediately click on your head? So what's the difference between the research paper and a review article? So basically there is lots of difference you could find in the article or in the Google or internet sources. That what's the basic difference between a research article or a review article. But there is 3 basic parameters to differentiate a research or review article, all right? So the first one is the viewpoint. What is the viewpoint of research article? So research article is basically the viewpoint of a researcher and author, all right? And review article is a viewpoint of the several critical discussion of different authors which already those research have been done in previous years or the previous time. So viewpoint is different. Research article is a viewpoint of a single author or 2 or 3 authors, but a review article is a viewpoint of the different critical discussions of several authors has already been done in before. And also based on the content, the research article should be a very, very, very new content. And the review article would be like assessing already published content. You see what I mean? Like a review article means several articles already published in the internet, and you can just aggregate those research article and just doing some critical review or discussions on the study already been done. So on the other parameters to differentiate a research or review article is length. So sometimes length is varied, to be honest, because you can find some large length of research paper in compared to the review article, or review article could be the larger than the research article. But in most of the cases, fundamental research article should be like a larger than a review article, because review article is spotlight or highlights of several different works already been done in a single piece of paper. So length is varied, but in terms of content, the research article should be the very new content, but the review article should be like assessing already published contents. And the other hand, like the viewpoint of a research article is for a single author or dual author or thrice authors, but in the review article should be the critics of several discussions of authors. And in that part of the presentation, I'm going to talk about some of the writing tools and materials. The people or the guests are coming in the who are like fresh and who are beginners on the writing track. They should have very careful about the writing tools and materials. So I'm going to introduce here some of the tools and materials. Basically, for the non-native speakers, non-native English speakers, they need an online dictionaries or thesaurus for writing an article, and definitely different sources. Like for non-native English speakers, they sometimes need some synonymous word of very general words. So they need thesaurus or dictionaries. But sources is like another important factor for writing an article. Doesn't matter, it will be the review article or a research articles, but source is a very important part, because you have to find several articles or several sources, information from internet or several different ways. I will discuss it later part of the presentation more or elaborately. So be careful about the tools. And the most important thing from my point of view for writing a research article is the referencing tool. Definitely when you will write or attempting to write a research article or a review article, you have to reference or cite other people's work in your actual article. So several different kind of referencing software available in please, could you please just turn off or mute your speaker? Then the noise will not come and other guests will not bother it. All right, I'd like to request to keep mute your speakers. All right, I was talking about the referencing tool and software. So you can find several different software or referencing tools. So first one is Jotero, EndNote, Mendeley. So in the basis of the Asian or South Asian country, I was very familiar with the EndNote, but in America and in Canada, we are preferably use the Jotero and Mendeley referencing tools. All right, so from my experience, I did use the Jotero. I've been writing and still writing the research paper, different review articles. I've got 3 publications in this year, and I used the Jotero referencing tools. So you can find Jotero free downloaded, and if you are enrolled a student in several universities across the world, I think your university has access on Jotero or Mendeley or EndNote. So in America or in Canada, Jotero and Mendeley is like most popular from best of my knowledge, and in South Asian countries, people are thoroughly use the EndNote referencing tools. And also another tool is to develop outlines of writing. So what you are going to write, you have to use outlines so that you can write your articles in a right flow. All right, so what is outlines of your writings? Like a research or review articles have some parts, right? Like introduction or result and discussion or materials methods. If it will be a first author writing or the research article. Then some articles has summary part or conclusion part. So first you have to write down neat and cleanly your outlines, what you are going to write to complete your review or research articles. If you are going to write research articles, then the chapter should be abstract, introduction, materials and methods, result and discussions, and the conclusion of your work. And if you are going to write the review article, then the outline should be abstract, introductions, critical discussions, conclusions, or summary, or the future direction, blah, blah, blah. Like it depends what you are going to write, or your supervisor, depend on your supervisor also, who could suggesting you to complete your writings. But you have to be very careful to write down the outlines, and the outline should be very organized and clean so that you could easily execute your writing end of the day. All right. And the next tool would be like pen, pencils, calculators, or others. Like in our modern era, we are writing our papers on the Microsoft Word or any other software available in internet. But some people still like to write their works on pen, pencils. And when we like writing a scientific research article, sometimes you have to calculate different maths or solving different equations. So you need calculators. So you have to determine what types of instrument or tools you need to complete your writings. Because if you will start writing and then again stand up from your chairs and you will find those instruments from different places and collected it, and then again come back into the writing, that's going to be like a huge distraction to complete your writings. Definitely, trust me, that should not be work to write a effective article, or like, doesn't matter, research article or review article. So you have to be very careful to keep and put your instrument and tools or other things which will be like necessary for completing your writings in front of your desk or like close by to you, which could easily access by you when you will write your thinkings. When you ensure that you did fix the title of your article writing, then you have to find the information from the other researchers already been worked on that sort of fields. You have to find the information from literature review. You have to find lots of information from literature. You have to search it, thoroughly search it, until you're satisfied with the number of sources or number of articles you found for injecting those information into your actual article, all right? So we are gonna move to literature review, all right? How to do or how to find some most important and most relevant information from literature review for infiltrating those information into your actual article, all right? So you're gonna move to literature review. So in the literature review part, I would like to share some of the things for finding right articles in different sources for review. You know, we've got several different sources for finding articles in internet because the world of internet is wide enough. You can go anywhere, any places virtually. You can find any information in Google. If you just press your thinkings on the Google search bar, you can find anything. Maybe those thinkings, those knowledge will matching up with your knowledge or not, doesn't matter, but you can find several different information. But if you find a proper information that could cut down your time to execute a complete or effective research or review article, right? So I'm going to share some effective way to find the relevant or right article in different source from different sources for review, all right? So first of all, I would recommend you to sorting your articles for writing a review article in your university library. Like in your university library, you can find several different or tons of information based on your writings or based on your title you're gonna write with free of cost. Because in South Asian countries, sometimes you could not find a proper online platform for searching your articles into the library, but outside of the South Asian countries like USA, Canada, they have big online university sources where students can get access of several different online articles for writing effective research or review articles. So my recommendation is to go to your university, corresponding university library, find the best credible sources for infiltrate those information in your actual article with free of cost, and it'll be like you can access all of those information in the library, university library. And in the second source, I think the most of the participant or guests know Science Direct is the best website for finding or searching article or information for writing a review or research article. So, but there is some of the drawback to finding or downloading articles from Science Direct, as you know. If you find a most relevant article for writing a review, so maybe sometimes you could facing difficulties to downloading those articles in Science Direct. You see what I mean? Like, because some articles are not free of access, you can get like free access from the Science Direct. So you can follow these 2 steps for downloading different articles or different writings from Science Direct website. The first one, you should have to copy the DOI number from Science Direct article, and then you have to paste the DOI number in the sci-hub.ac website search bar. Then you can download those articles from that website. I mean, sci-hub.ac website. All right, I think that will be work, but I'm not guaranteed all of you guys, because sometimes it's not working. And, but most of the times, like throughout my life of research article writings, I did the same thing, and sometimes I did successful and sometimes not. Then I went to the university library and I downloaded those articles from my university access. So now somebody can ask me the questions why we will go to the university library or the Science Direct sources. I would say because you can find several different articles or several different information in Google, but sometimes those information are not credible. So for writing a review or research article, you have to cite it the most credible information in your actual writings. All right. So in the third recommendation for finding right articles in different sources for review is the google.com. If you will fail to find your desired information for writing your articles in University Library and Science Direct University, you have to search at Google, and you have to search by using different keywords. All right. So you have to search in this way. I think if the first 2 option is not work, definitely the third option should be work. All right. So just try those 3 options or 3 sources for finding right articles. I hope that will cut down your time to complete your article writing. And I'm now going to talk about the most important parts of a research articles for citation. Okay, so most of the students in our South Asian countries, like I graduated from the University of 2 different universities from Bangladesh. So I spending time with a lot of Bangladeshi students, and like when they are approaching to write a research article, they are like feeling or scared about to read several different research articles and then extract the information from different articles to their actual articles. So I have that kind of bitter experience, because students, when they are beginning to writing an article, they are scared. Oh my goodness, it's a 15-page research article. I don't want to read the whole article. Oh my goodness, it's a big article. I don't want to read. And sometimes they start reading from introduction, and in the middle of the way, they just lose their harmony to read the whole paper. So I would like to suggest them for extracting most important information for your original article from the other article. You should start reading from the introduction chapter of a research article. And later on, results definitely, but the most important part is to read the introduction article. Why? Why I will read the introduction part of a research article? Because for getting a clear idea, for getting a very specific idea about what the researcher or author could explain in the later part of the article, you have to first absorb the information from introduction. My suggestion is to before leave article without reading, please read the introduction chapter. Even if you read the introduction chapter of an article, you could get some clear ideas what's going to happen of this article in the later. So you have to very carefully read the introduction chapter, and then you can move to the result chapter. So if you are writing a specific sort of thing, so you can easily get attached with the result section. Because, as for example, if you were writing on a review article on nanotechnology, then you can find similar sort of results or similar sort of information in result sections. So if you saw, if you will see the that paper is not discussing nanomaterials things, then you can skip it. But you can find some basic or introductory information in the introduction sections. And I will emphasize to read the conclusion chapter of a research article for getting some appropriate information to complete a review or research article. Because conclusion chapter is a chapter where authors touch the results of the project and what he or she was looking for and what will be the future direction. So you can find a whole bunch of information in the conclusion chapter for writing or including those information in your actual article. All right. So my request is to, before writing or cited any article in your actual writings, you must be read the introduction and results section of a specific article, including the conclusions. All right. So now I'm going to talk about some of the less important parts of a research article for citation. So the first one is the methods. So method is different in different articles. So the articles you're going to write maybe will not match with the methods with the other people. So you can skip that part of the article. And also the materials part, different articles or different authors or different research project using the different materials. Those materials could be familiar, but exactly the same materials are not using in different research articles. So you can skip also the materials part of a research article. And also you can skip sometimes the result part of a specific article if you are going to write a review article, but not always. Sometimes, like I already said, you are writing a nanotechnology paper, so you don't have to read the result part of article which are not including the nanotechnological information like that. So sometimes, but I would like to recommend you to read the result sections also. Don't skip it first. First, make sure that the result section of a specific article is not matching with your writings. Then you can skip it. Otherwise, you can just read the results of a specific article so that you can understand how people expressing their results, and also you will get some more knowledge to organize your information in the results and discussion sections. In that part of our presentations, so I'd like to do some brainstorming work. So I'm going to ask you several questions, and based on the presentation I did earlier part of the presentation. So you have to, if you don't have pencil or paper or notebook in front of your desk, please bring it on your desk. So you have to write down something, because I will ask you some questions to you and you have to write it down, because those answers of these questions will be need in the later part of the presentation when our guest speaker will come in to present his thoughts. All right. So we're going to move to brainstorming section. So I again invite you to keep or collected your tools like pen, pencils, or notebook just in front of your desk. In the meantime, I will take some chat questions and try to answer it. All right, Google Scholar, select peer reviewed. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's another good, good information from John. Yeah, Google Scholar also providing us some peer reviewed articles, which would be a good and credible information platform. So you can even use the Google Scholar. Sorry, I forgot it to introduce the Google Scholar to you. Also, you can get some more credible information source. As far as I remember, Frontier or another platform. And if you know some more other credible sources, you can just leave it in the chat box so that the other guest will be beneficiary from those sources. All right, I think you bring your pencil, papers, and the notebooks in front of your desk, and I'm going to start the brainstorming sections. So I will give you some 2 or 3 minutes for completing those answers. And please write the most right thinking, see what thinking right now on the blank space, all right? So yeah, as I told you, use your brain, all right, in that part of the presentation or the event or whatever you could say. So you have to use your brain so that you could learn something. What I did say in the previous part of the in the earlier part of the presentation, all right. So here, so I know from Bangladesh, and several guests are joining from the Mongolia and the Pakistan and even from India. So those countries are different geographical areas. So I would just request you to complete that form. Like, I know you guys have several different thinking, several interested areas, and uh, you guys have even like several different tests of choosing referencing tools, and different people can even searching their appropriate articles in different platforms. So I would like to just completing this table and keep it to you, all right? So you can minimum put 1 response, but maximum 3. And for first one, I'm gonna count the time. You can put your interested area. I mean, that I know that's gonna work very effectively for the beginners, for thinking how can they approach to write a review or research article. Okay, so I'm gonna start a timer for 3 minutes to complete the interested research area. So which research area you are interested on, please complete this table, the first row, and the 3 column is here, A, B, and C. You can put the maximum 3 response, minimum 1, all right? So 3 minutes in counting. So 50 seconds left to complete the interested research area. I know doesn't matter for those people who are already expert on writing the research or review articles, but I leave that sections for beginners so that they can use their brain like the way they can think about their interested area of research. Because I know back in Bangladesh, I've seen several students. They were like confused. They even had thinking like they thought different like tracks of research. Even their major was like different. So their research area was not like matching with the major. So they were like lose their interest to write a review or research article middle of the way. So yeah. That's right. And now we're gonna move on to the time up. So you can stop to put the response on interested research area. And I'm gonna ask you to make sure that what kind of referencing tools you would like. So I told Zotero, Mendeley, and EndNote. You can find those free versions if you will not be able to download it from the internet. So you can email me later. I will help you to download those informations, maybe any of them. So you can like contact me later of the event. So now I'm going to allow you to allow 1 minute for choosing a referencing tool. Definitely it should be logical. Why, if you choose Zotero, why you want to like choose Zotero? So I'm going to allow you 1 minute to complete the row referencing tools you would like. All right, so 1 minute in counting. All right, so I think you just choose one of them, or doesn't matter, maybe 3 responses. So if you want to use Zotero or Mendeley or EndNote, doesn't matter, or any other, if you know any other referencing tools, please drop comments in our chat box so that we can share those chats. I will try to send those chats to your email so that you can review later of the event and reserve those information for your future attempt to write and review article. So in the last response, I mean, last thing, how to find articles or what type of articles you need to search in internet. So I would like to request you that please fill that part with matching your interested area. Just leave 2 or 3 keywords in the 3rd row for 3 different responses, like what kind of keyword you have to put on the search bar to find the right article for your interested area. All right, so as for example, if you choose chemical engineering or environmental management interested area of your research interested area, then how can you find an article in the internet? Then maybe you have to leave the keyword like environmental management or environmental damage or environmental ecosystem, like that. So you have to put that sort of keywords in the internet search bar, maybe Google search bar or any other journal search bar. then you can find the right things, right? So I don't know what in research interested area you put in the first row. Just match your interested area and leave some keywords in the third row, all right? So that you can, when you will start writing, that brainstorming table will help you, all right? So I will allow another 1 minute for completing the third row, all right? So I'm gonna start the 1 minute in counting. All right, sorry. All right, so I think you use your brain properly, and we will discuss it more in the later part of our presentations. So hope this brainstorming work will be efficient for you in the later part of the event. I think you will feel very good to start writing a new review or research article. All right, so in that part, so I'm going to introduce the honorable speaker. But before introducing honorable speaker, I will talk a little bit about some of the chat questions with you. So I'm going to move on to the chat room. I'm sorry, it's right. So. All right, Joel Jergel asked me, I heard that review article is harder than research article to publish. Do you think, is it true? And second question is, before we send our paper, we need to submit article abstract. So in the abstract, what should I include? Thank you, sir. All right, so in the first question, so it depends on like the journal. So recently we submitted an article, review article to the Journal of Total Environment. So you maybe some of the guests know that Journal of Total Environment is a high impact factor journal. So its impact factor is over 6. So we submitted our review article. So still we are waiting for the reviewer's response. So I would not say it's easy to publish a review article, but it's depend on the journal policy and the process of reviewing. Sometimes it's not so much tough or so much difficult. It could happen. You can easily get the publication if everything will be okay or matching with the standard of the journal. So it's tough to answer the correct in a correct words that review article is more harder to publish than the research article. Sometimes research article even seems like harder than to publish compared to the review article. I had some bitter experience to get publications of my first fundamental research. So we, as far as I remember, we did change 2 or 3 journals because our writings, our work was not like matched with the journal aim and scope. So we was like wondering, oh my goodness, we couldn't get our article published out. So we have to think about the other journals. We have to matching the journal aim and scope. So you see what I mean? Like sometimes it's tough even to publish the fundamental research compared to the review article. And then again, vice versa, sometimes review article is like easy, tough. So it could happen in either way, all right? And then second question is, before we send our paper, we need to submit article abstract. So in the abstract, what should I include? So it's depend again the journal policy that if you have to first send an abstract or the whole manuscript. So it's depend. But if you want to send an abstract to a journal for publications, so I would recommend you to write the I mean, what it called, like the main theme of your paper included in the abstract so that readers can easily, I mean, get the information about what you are going to say in the later part of your article. So abstract is just a aggregation of a small tiny part, which should be very strong but informative, and it will make you aware that what you are going to say in the later part of the research paper. You see, like, so abstract should be precise but strong and informative. All right. I think you understand. And even I would like to request some other persons, if you have any other visions or any other thinkings about to write an article, you can share in our chat box. So I think, yeah, that's my answer. And John said at the University of Wisconsin, I was taught to only articles from the best known authors from the best universities. This may be good for review articles, but I think not for new discoveries or new ideas. Yeah, like things already been changed. So yeah, sometimes you have to like think in a different way. Even if right now, like back in 10 or 15 years, things changed a lot. Like people are right now use different tools, different things. People are moving from pen and pencil to computer and different software. So yeah, you were right, John. You were absolutely right. And you asked me, could you show me the page with the reference to the DOI number with the Venn diagram? Okay, all right. I'll be more than happy to show you the Venn diagram again. So let me allow some times. The Venn diagram should be here. Okay. All right. So don't worry, I will send the PDF version of the slide presentation to you email later of the event. So here you can see the Science Direct website. So the thing is, you know, like the scientific journals or articles, sometimes very expensive to buy. You see what I mean? Like, so several peoples across the world are using the SCI, that website, for downloading different articles for free of cost. So if you find article's DOI number, if that article not like free to access for everybody, then you can do copy the DOI number of that specific scientific article, and then you can browse that website, SCI-HUB. I'm sorry. So you can browse the sci-hub.ac website, and you can just, when you will browse that website, you can find a search bar. So if you copy the DOI number of a specific article and paste it on that search bar in this website, you can find the article free of cost, and you can even download that article and store for further use. So yeah, I think you got the answer, John, sorry. All right, I once sent an email to an author in Australia.
Thank you.
Sent me his article for free in less time than it took to drive to the university library. Yeah, that's right. But the thing is, John, the thing is that what I experienced when I've been writing my research article, like in the middle of the night, I've been writing my article and I was thinking that, oh my goodness, I have to introduce that sort of information. Then how can I manage those informations? So then immediately I searched it in the Science Direct website and I found that sort of article. Then I copied the DOI number and pasted it onto the Sci-Hub SE and I downloaded that article. If I will find an author and then email to the author for requesting to get the article from the author, then it could be maybe a long process sometimes. So if you could be able to use the Science Direct website and copy the DOI number and paste it into the sci-hub.acu website search bar, it could be cut down the time to complete your review or research article. I think you understand what I mean. So, so in that part, so I'm going to, in the first section of our presentation, so I'm going to introduce our honorable speaker. So, as I already said in the first part of our presentation, that our honorable speaker is Dr. Delwar Hussain. He's currently working in Stanford University, USA as a postdoctoral scholar. So I will just, I'll just give the floor to him and he will come here to present his amazing experience in the track of research. So just in that part, so I will just request you to allow me 2 or 3 minutes to connect our guest speaker to get into the main room. All right, so thank you so much for attending in the first portion of the presentation. I hope you guys learn at least something new to start writing your brand new research or review articles. So, and I hope so that in the later part of the presentation, you will learn a lot more than the first part of the presentations. So stay tuned, and if you, in the meantime, if you need any coffee or food or drink, anything else, just bring it in your desk and join the second part of the presentations. And if you like that event, definitely you could share our event information or some of the information of our School of the People. Even I would like to request if somebody want to work with us, I mean, as a volunteer in our School of the People. So we are trying to spread it across the world. So please let me know, email us if you want to work with us, then we can work together. All right, thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, the School of the People, for inviting me to give a little experience sharing about how to write research or review article in front of you guys. So hope you guys are enjoying this workshop, I can say. So I'll go through a few of the slides and I'll be sharing my experience so far. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. So my name is MD Delwar Hussain. I did my bachelor and master's in applied chemistry and chemical engineering from Bangladesh. After that, I did my PhD in chemical and biological engineering at the Hong Kong University Science and Technology from Hong Kong. Then I worked as a visiting student under the Division of Chemistry and Chemical Engineering, California Institute of Technology for 1 year. Then after that, I moved to Stanford as a postdoctoral scholar. I started last year. So far in my research background, I have published more than 20 research articles as author or co-author, who is including Nature Communication, JACS, Advanced Energy Material, and etc. So I'll be go through a few of the slides that will be sharing my experience so far in this research journey. So hope you guys will be find some interesting thing, and feel free to ask any question at any point. So let's go through the step-by-step guideline and training to how we can start to write a research article or review article. So first step is there is no alternative way to read the research article. So if you want to write a review article especially, then you have to have proper knowledge about the topic you want to write a review article. So there should be many more websites to find some of the relevant research article, those which you are interested on. And particularly you have to find your interest in particular subject, then it will be helping you to find some relevant literature. And for the literature, so for the literature, how you can find the relevant literature. So there are several ways. So the most effective way to search some of the keywords of your proposed title in the Google Scholar, or you can go to the journal website. So there are different journals which are publishing in different fields. For example, if you work on chemistry, there are several journals. Those journals only dedicated for the chemistry, similar as like physics, biology, everything. So you have to go to the journal website and read their aim and scope, and you will find your relevant research article. And try to find some of the key discussion, I can say, from each of the article, and make it summarize for the future part. And yeah, so download the article and read carefully, acquire sufficient knowledge of particular topics which you are going to be write a review paper. So this is a more important thing when before you are starting the writing a review paper. So the more you will be read, more will be learn, and you will have a very, very good idea about what you're gonna do in case of writing. So then the thing is comes first is choosing the title. This is the most difficult part, to choose the title, because this is the thing the reader will looking for. So this will attract the reader as much as you want. So try to make your time and think before you choose your title, and spend some time to identify some problem or issues what you are looking to write as a review paper or research article. Then after that, your title should be very clear, concise, informative, and moreover, it should be attract a large number of readers. So this is the title, and after that, yeah, so what I was talking about, so that will help you to get maximum amount of reader attention. To read the title, then they will go through the main text. So normally the readers, they usually don't go through the whole papers. So they first look at your title, then after that, maybe they find some interest, then they will go through the abstract or conclusion. Then if they find more interesting, then they will go to your main body. You can say the result or discussion part. So the title is very, very important to start your review paper. Then after that, the another very, very important thing is abstract and keyword. So the abstract generally, when you write a review paper, so the abstract should be right at the end, because in the review paper, you will have some idea what you're gonna summarize the whole review paper. So that summarized thing will be written in abstract. So you spend time to writing initially, maybe just a draft of abstract. Then after that, you can modify it when the whole review paper will be finished. And also the similar thing is keyword is very, very important because when the readers will search the paper, so they will put some keywords. So that if your paper has those kind of keywords, then your paper will be, your paper will become fast. Then the reader will try to find some interest and read your paper, and they will maybe cite your paper and follow your paper. So these keywords normally varies for journal to journal, but mostly it 5 to 6 important keyword from your whole review paper. So that should be defining your whole review paper. So that 6 keyword will define your, I can say the structure of the whole review paper. So I can say the keyword is as important as like abstract and introduction. So after that, so you will start from the introduction. So in the introduction, there will be few parts. So first of all, you will just write an overview of your topic. Then try to explain what is going on currently and what is the main problem. So it's kind of like problem identification at the initial part of introduction. After that, you will make some review of the previous work. So you can say like some of the people tried to solve this issue, but still this is not sufficient. And later on, you will find that problem and you will say like, okay, my work is different from their work and we are going to solve this lacking. So this problem identification is very much important in the first 2 parts. And then you will give a brief summary, maybe a few sentences. Then after that, you will identify their problem and you will put what you have. So that will be conclude 3 typical paragraph in the introduction part. So first part will be overview. The second part will be past paper. They tried to solve that issue, but still that couldn't be solved. And the third part will be focused on your work, okay? So you will be trying to solving that problem which is still existing, and your review paper will be sufficient to solve those kind of issues. So that will be 3 part of the introduction. So similarly, the introduction shouldn't be that much long in the review paper, because in the review paper, anyway, you will have to have so many, you have to have review so many articles. So that will be go into discussion. So it shouldn't be too long, and also it shouldn't be too small. So it should be 1 to 2 pages of your A4 size page. That should be sufficient. 1 to 3 maximum. And the 5th step will be very critical one. So if you want to write a research article, so this 2 thing is very important in case of research article, because you will doing some experiment or theoretical study, it doesn't matter, but you have to have the method and material discussion part. So the first part will be method and material. So there, how you will did your research, you have to write each and every point for there, because it is very important to reproduce your work. So if anyone want to reproduce your work, so they will follow your method and material section, and they will be able to reproduce your work. So that will be key part of this your method and material. So summarize and write each and everything on your method and material part, what you have done during your experiment, each and everything. So this reproducibility is very important in the ethics of research. So that should be highest priority we should keep in mind. Then after that, the research result and discussion part, it is very important to start with some physical characterization. So in case of material science, chemistry, even some physics part, so you will start with some physical characterization. Then after that, you will go through step by step, and at the end, you will have the most important result. So that will be your confirmation result, I can say. So mostly in the chemistry, we people generally have done some physical characterization thing. For example, the material characterization in the beginning of the result and discussion part, and at the end, we'll do some chemical characterization. So that chemical characterization, actually the confirmative test of our research article. So this should be always followed, this thing. Then the similar in the fifth step, in case of review paper. So in case of review paper, so as we don't have our own result, so we'll discuss some previously published result. So in that case, we'll have only discussion part, and that discussion, sorry.
Line go.
Is anyone stopping? Can you guys mute?
I would like to request to keep your microphone off or mute so that we can hear your noise there. And it will be good for us and the other participants to absorb the speech of the speaker. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks. So in case of review paper, so we'll directly after the introduction, we'll directly go through the critical discussion part. So that will be titled as discussion part. So in the discussion part, we will refer some of the previous results, but we have to have the proper discussion of what they found and what need to be solved in the next. So it shouldn't be only you are copying the thing from the extract. It shouldn't be like that. So it should be a proper discussion what they claimed before. So that should be discussed appropriately. But yeah, obviously it will be concise and critical. And after that, it is also important. So there will be several contradictory results. So for example, you are wanted to write a review paper in some topics, but previously there are some negative and positive review paper based on that topic. So you can also include that part in your review paper, and you have to find the answer of that argument. So you have to have discussed with both sides, and at the end, you need a proper proof that, okay, this author is right and the other author is incorrect. So there will be some resolved discussion on your review paper, which can, I can say, value your review paper to the great community of the readers. So this is the discussion part. So the discussion part, I can say, if you want to discuss is in a larger way, then it should be, you need to find more and more paper based on the particular topic. And I also suggest to you guys, when you guys write some discussion part, then you can make some subtitle. Then that will help you to divide your discussion in different section. So this is the main important part, the discussion part, and the more lengthier part in your review paper. So the last step in the review paper, so it is a summary and the future outlook. So at the end, you should have a good summary of your review article that overview your all the information you included into the discussion part. So that will be summary of your review paper. And with summary, it is very important to give some future outlook. So that future outlook is actually help the readers to find another issues and working on the another problem solving work. So this future outlook is very important, and this is the core thing I can say to attract the more readers on your field. And in case of research article, so you have to have the conclusion part. So that conclusion part will be included your result, what you have found in during your experiment or simulation, your main result. You should be summarizing your conclusion. So there is a very important quote by the researcher Deepak Bhattacharya. You should aim to write a review that leaves a clear impression of what you will understand. So this is very important to write a review paper, and still you keep some mystery to be solved for the next generation or maybe next the people those are interested to work on your field. So that will also attract, this is the another way to attract more people to read your paper. Keep some mystery and keep some outlook direction. Okay, if you want to go this way, that could be very prospective. If you want to go this way, this could be also very prospective in future. So this thing is very important, and never end. This is the end, but not the least. So this is the proofreading section. So this is at the end of your review paper. So after finishing your whole structure of a review paper, so you have to go through several times to check your spelling mistake and grammar. And also, if you want, you can take help from your friend. Those are very good in the literature background. Also, like if you're not, English is not your first language, then you can also take help from some language polishing service. There are several paid language polishing agencies. So you can also try to take help from there. So this is the final slide. So this is the step by step what I have discussed so far. So you need to find some aim and scope based on your relevant research field. Then after that, you have to make a draft of your title, abstract, and keywords. Then you have to start with introduction, followed by the materials and method in case of research article. And in case of review paper, you have to write the result and discussion. And finally, you need to conclude your main observation from your research paper. And in case of review paper, you need to summarize your whole review thing. And at the end, you should also write some future outlook that could be helpful for the next generation. So I would like to ask if you guys have any question, feel free to ask me. I'll be happy to give you, I'll be trying to give you the proper answer as best.
And submit your writings. All right. So now in the beginning of the mini training, I will ask you to write the interested research area which you already done before in our earlier presentation. So yeah, I would like to request you again, write your research interest area on your notebook, and I will allow you to write the aim and scope or your interested research area for 2 minutes. Okay, within 2 minutes you have to write down the your research interest, and you can also flesh out a little bit more if you want. So time is 2 minutes. I will allow you to write your research interest and your aims to note down on your notebook for 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes is counting. So write your research interest and aims for 2 minutes. All right, I think 2 minutes up. I think you've done the writing your research interest on your notebook. Now I'm going to jump into the title, abstract, and keyword section. All right, so if you already write down your research interest, then I'd like to request you to write down the probable title of your writings. Okay, so what's the way you could write a effective or most meaningful title of your writings? So in that case, if you choose 5 keywords and if you make the title with the combination of 5 keywords, I think that's the most easiest and effective way to make a more strong and meaningful title. All right, so now in the section of this training, first you have to choose 5 keywords relating to your research interest, and then you should make a title. Okay, right now. So I will allow you 5 minutes to write a title and 5 keywords for your brand new review or research article. Whatever you are doing, doesn't matter. So 5 minutes, I'm counting now, and in this 5 minutes, you have to choose 5 keyword and title which will be make sense. You see what I mean? So start and 5 minutes and counting. Twenty seconds left. All right. So I think you guys found 5 keywords and also found a great title for your brand new writings. And now I'm going to jump into the introduction section. So those who already completed writing the title, I mean the nice and beautiful title you already been writing in your notebook, now you have to think about how could you introduce the title you've written down on your notebook. All right. So you have to introduce to the readers what you written down on the title. You see what I mean? So now I would like to request you to write down 5 key points or key information you want to write in the introduction section so that your reader could understand your writings properly. All right. So be specific and precise but informative about the 5 different key points you want to include in your writings. So you start writing 5 key points. What will be best match you with your title. All right. So write down the 5 key points you want to introduce, you want to add in the introduction section of your writings. All right. So I'll get back to you within 4 minutes. I think 4 minutes is enough. You just have to write key points. Don't need to elaborate your key points. You have to include 5 key points. All right. So I'll see you in 4 minutes. All right, so I hope you've done your writings. The 5 key points on the introduction sections, which will be help you to help you when you will start writing the brand new articles, review or research articles. So I hope you understand like how you have to keep the flow of your writing. All right. So now I'm going to jump into the materials and methods section. So materials and methods sections is especially for those who are going to write the first, the research article, the fundamental work. So this is especially for the fundamental work. So it's going to be varied to each other, to person. So materials and methods section is, I think, the most easiest part of a research article to be done within a shorter period of time. So I don't want to give you I think I don't, you don't need to get some times to write the materials and method sections time here, because it depends on your performing experiment that you will perform on the lab, and the materials you're going to use, which you right now even couldn't know like what kind of materials and method you're going to use. So I'm going to jump into the result and discussion section. So I just want to let you, I want to allow a few minutes, maybe 4 minutes, to use your brain. Use your brain. How could you, write your critical discussion, or what sort of things should be good for to introduce your result? So, or what kind of tools or what kind of things you should have to include in your research article, like do you like graph or table, or what kind of table or graph you want to add in your critical discussion or result sections. So I would allow you for 4 minutes to deciding that kind of things, like how do you interpret your result and adding your critical discussion in your actual article. All right, so think about it. What kind of things you like to add, like chart or graph or bar graph, or what would be the best way to interpret your result and critical discussion. All right, so think about it and be very careful about including those information, and I will cordially request you to complete that section, because I know some of the guests will start writing a review or research article within a few days. So that part will help you to execute an effective article within a shorter period of time. All right, so I'll get back to you again within 4 minutes. All right, so carefully write down the what's the way you would like to discuss the critical discussion and the result of your writing. All right, so 4 minutes and counting. All right, so we run out the 4 minutes. So the next step and the final step for writing a review or research article is going to be the conclusion chapter or the conclusion section. So every time when you will finish your writings, either review or research article, you have to conclude what you have done writing in the previous sections of the research paper. So in the part of the conclusions, important part, definitely to give a brief and a strong idea about your writings. So I just want to ask you to write the conclusion, maybe 1 or 2 sentences within 1 minute. Like how can you conclude your research article or the research writings? So based on your writings of the previous parts here, so I would like to request you for write down 1 or 2 sentences as a conclusion of your writings. Then there will be complete training. So please keep going and use your 1 minute to write 1 or 2 concluding sentence for your future research article or review article. All right, so 1 minute is in counting. All right, so I hope you have done writing 1 or 2 concluding sentence for your future research or review article. So yeah, that was our mini training. I hope you all enjoy the mini training, and I really hope that the mini training will help you to write an effective or a beautiful research or review article for you in the future. And I wish you will use those knowledge of our event properly to get your research or review article out. And definitely don't forget to let us know that you use those knowledge and get your article out in a beautiful or a high impact factor journal. We will be more than happy to help you anytime you need. Just drop your thinkings or comments to our email. And we would like to even share your success, and doesn't matter if you will fail, then we will help you to refurbish it. So don't think about success or failure. Just go through it, learn, and gathering experience. One day definitely will be a master. So I think we tried a lot to make this event successful. So if this event will be like contribute a little bit more into your research track or in your success, we'll be super happy, and we'll be think that we did something for some other persons across the world. Like people who are joining us from Bangladesh, they're thousand miles away from us, but we try to spread our knowledge to them. All right, so if somebody will use our knowledge and the knowledge we did provide in this event, and if they could successfully use this knowledge and be successful, then we'll be very proud of them. All right, so this is the ending of the mini training. So thank you so much for joining our event. And if you have any question, please ask me. I will be more than happy to answer your question. If I will not be able to answer this question, I will email you. I will study in the different sources to find your answer. Then I could email you, doesn't matter. You can ask me any questions. And I, again, thanks to all the honorable guests to join our event and stay connected with us, definitely. You can, doesn't matter wherever we are, just we are in the small world, you know, like the internet make the world very small, so doesn't matter. So if you have any question, please ask me, or you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, then the School of the People. You can share your thoughts if you want to work with us for developing a community or sharing your English skills with us, then we will be more than happy to accept your knowledge. Right, so I'm going to allow a few minutes for asking me any questions if you have, or any comments about our event before closing. Yeah, go ahead. Any question?
No questions. Good show.
Thank you, sir.
I have asked School of the People to contact me.
All right.
Good
Yeah,
night. And thank you.
Send an email to the chat box so you can contact us through the email, and I've got your email also, so I can contact you later.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Perhaps you. Well, never mind. I have contacted. I have already sent a copy to School of the People.
Okay.
Give my regards to Delaware, and good night.
All right. Have a good night too. And have a good night and have a good day, the people who are from the South Asia. So stay safe for the rest of the day, and have a good night for the guests who joined from Canada and USA. We will see you again, and don't hesitate to contact us through the email or Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. We'll be more than happy to help you. All right, see you again, and stay safe. Bye.